Good evening and welcome to the Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G. Viewers, the renaming row is once again at the forefront. The change in the nameplate of BJP MP Dinesh Sharma's residence has generated political tremors across the nation. MP Dinesh Sharma has changed the address and the nameplates of their official residences on Tughlak Lane in Delhi. This comes days after BJP netas have proposed renaming of various areas of the national capital. The nameplate highlighted Swami Vivekananda Marg in the nameplates with Tughlak Lane inscribed beneath it in brackets. Dinesh Sharma has claimed that it can be his wish that the name is changed to Vivekananda Marg, but there's a proper legal procedure for it. He's also stated that Tughlak Lane is also written on his nameplate. It's not just Dinesh Sharma. Even Minister of State Krishan Pal Gurjar's nameplate follows the same pattern. Listen in to both of these leaders.
विवेकानंद मार्ग भी लिखा है और तुगलक लेन भी लिखा है। मैं सांसद हूं, मेरे मन की इच्छा हो सकती है, लेकिन मुझे अधिकार नहीं है क्योंकि मैं 11 साल महापौर रहा हूं। किसी भी रोड का नाम या स्थान का नाम, चौराहे का नाम, पार्क का नाम बदलने का अधिकार जो नगर निकाय है उसको या सरकार को होता है। और अगर इस प्रकार की चर्चाएं कहीं आती हैं तो इसका निर्णय वही लोग करते हैं।
देश के लोगों की भावनाएं हैं स्वामी विवेकानंद के प्रति, हम खुद उनको आदर्श मानते हैं, इस देश का युवा उनको आदर्श मानता है। दुनिया में देश की प्रतिष्ठा बढ़ाने वाले स्वामी विवेकानंद जी हैं। तो ये हमारी आस्था है कि हम अपने घर के सामने के रास्ते को स्वामी विवेकानंद का रास्ता।
Now, the opposition has hit out at BJP and called it a bid to deviate from real issues. Congress and SP claim that BJP doesn't follow the ideology of Swami Vivekananda, nor do they believe in the constitution drafted by B.R. Ambedkar. Listen in to the war of words.
अगर हमारे किसी वरिष्ठ नेता ने इस दिशा में कदम उठाया, वैसे भी गुलामी की मानसिकता से मुक्ति का यह सच्चा समय है, सही समय है। गुलामी की कोई भी निशानी इस देश में नहीं रहनी चाहिए।
I would really ask the BJP, do they even know what Swami Vivekananda said? Swami Vivekananda was a staunch supporter of secular ideals, was a staunch anti-caste, was very, very much against use of religion in any form in politics. So the Bharatiya Janata Party, which works completely against the basic teaching of Swami Vivekananda, you can name a road against on his name, or you can do what you want. But do you have really the capacity or the understanding to know what Swami Vivekananda used to say?
ये गवर्नमेंट कोई काम करने नहीं जानती सिवाय नाम बदलने के। कभी कोई नया काम किया? नाम बदलने में बहुत माहिर हैं। जो अनस्टेबल मन के और दिमाग के होते हैं, अस्थिर दिमाग के होते हैं, जो लोगों को धोखा देने में माहिर होते हैं, वे इस तरह का काम करते रहते हैं।
Let's go across to our reporters now joining us from Tughlak Lane or Vivekanand Marg as it's being called. Let's go across to Mohit Bhatt as well as Niyamika joining us. Mohit, quickly take us through what exactly is the nameplate. I believe you're outside Krishan Pal Gurjar's house and you spoke to some of those leaders earlier in the day. Show us what exactly is it that we're talking about.
Well, yes, in fact, we are right outside the residence of Union Minister Krishan Pal Gurjar. He's a senior minister in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. And look at these visuals over here. It clearly says Krishan Pal Gurjar 8 Swami Vivekananda Marg. But yes, the Tughlak Lane is also written in the bracket over here. So clearly in the bold letters, we can see Swami Vivekananda Marg written over here. On the other side is the English version of the nameplate where it is clearly written Krishan Pal Gurjar 8 Swami Vivekananda Marg. And perhaps to show that yes, this is the Tughlak Lane. The message is also from the BJP that the name has been changed to Swami Vivekananda Marg, but the name of Tughlak Lane still is there in the bracket. So clearly the BJP leaders, I spoke to Krishan Pal Gurjar in the morning. He basically stated that it's his personal view that the name of Tughlak Lane should be changed to Swami Vivekananda Marg, given the fact that he is an icon who has worked for the society. But he also went on to say that when he was asked this question, that did he give any memorandum to the nodal agencies like the Urban Development Ministry on the NDMC, he said that yes, if in future there will be a meeting, he will present his case to the ministry officials as well. But yes, we know for a fact that how the nameplate has been changed. There are 3 houses over here whose nameplate have been changed. One being Krishan Pal Gurjar, second Dinesh Sharma, the former Deputy Chief Minister, and the third one being the Vice Admiral of the Indian Navy. So the opposition parties are attacking the BJP, saying that this is a diversionary tactics by the BJP to divert from the real issues of misgovernance and economic crisis in the country. While the BJP
Okay, quick word from Nyamika as well. Nyamika, you're at Dinesh Sharma's house, and he's also one of those who has in fact cited that it's not just, something that they have done, but they're also saying that this is available on some of the platforms that are there and some of the apps. Also, this renaming has been done.
Well, indeed, and firstly, we would also like to show you the visuals here as we are standing here outside the residence of Mr. Dinesh Sharma. As you can see in the visuals as well, that it has clearly stated 6 Swami Vivekananda Marg. However, there is also a mention of Tughlak Lane in the bracket, giving a clear signal, giving a clear message that the actual name of this lane is Tughlak Lane. However, they have also mentioned it clearly. The BJP leaders have already stated that it is their personal view, and that is the only reason why they have changed this nameplate. But clearly, the opposition has started attacking the BJP and its mindset over this entire issue. We have spoken to several of the leaders within the Congress party itself, and one of the Congress leaders and the ex-member of Parliament, Mr. Sandeep Dixit, has basically questioned the BJP, saying that do they actually believe in the teachings of Swami Vivekananda? They can name anything, they can name any city, they can change the name of any street, but do they actually believe in the teachings of Swami Vivekananda? Because he was strongly against the caste-based politics. He was completely against the division within the society on the basis of religion, and for that reason, he has given a challenge to BJP to firstly clarify that do they actually believe in all these teachings?
Nyamika as well as Mohit, thanks so much for joining us with those quick updates from on ground in Tughlak Lane or Swami Vivekananda Road. Either way you choose to look at it, and this is in fact still from the Google Maps, where in fact Tughlak Lane is mentioned over here, and the same Tughlak Road is mentioned over here, and this is Tughlak Lane mentioned Swami Vivekananda Road as well. So even on some social media platforms, there appear to have been an attempt to change the name. This is of course not enough. It's more of a cosmetic move, but the point is, will it be done officially speaking? Let's take this across to our guests. That's our panel. Joining us is JVC Sriram, political commentator, Rashmi Samant, activist, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, Akhilesh Katiyar is national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Let me come across to you. JVC Sriram, many asking why is it that this name change has happened? What is the need? Of course, it has happened in the past. We've seen Aurangzeb Road in the national capital being changed to APJ Abdul Kalam Road. Is it now the turn of Tughlak Road to happen officially speaking?
I think, good evening, Madhav. I think officially it can happen. Swami Vivekananda's contributions to this country is well known, to the world itself is well known. And as far as Sandeep Dixit, the former MP from Delhi, he mentioning that what is the connection between BJP and Swami Vivekananda. During the Advani's time, I want to remind the viewers and also Mr. Sandeep Dixit that many of the yatras which commenced from Kanyakumari, in a symbolic gesture, every one of them would begin from the Vivekananda Rock Memorial, which is an iconic location in the Kanyakumari, where the 3 seas meet. It used to be called as Cape Comorin. And Swami Vivekananda stood for the Hindu Dharma, and today BJP 100% certainly stands for Sanatan Dharma. And who said BJP is dividing people in the name of caste? I don't think so. I don't think if BJP has been dividing in the name of caste, then certain other things could have been done. But on the contrary, it is Sandeep Dixit's leader who goes around carrying the red color book and also all the time saying what? Itna avadi utna ak.
Yes. Let me take that question across to Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava, wrong to say that BJP has not honored, Swami Vivekananda. Number 2, if anyone is dividing the country in the name of caste, says JVC Sriram, it is Rahul Gandhi and his statement saying that jitni abadi utni haq. Your response, Ravi.
Sorry.
First of all, BJP is only mastering the art of changing the names. And they don't believe in the governance, they don't believe in the real Vikas, but they only want to name the change name. And everywhere they are doing it. पहली बात तो this is ये नफरत के बीज बोने वाली बात है. Because they have no authority. They cannot change the name. These MPs cannot change the name. The name is changed by the constitutional authorities. There is a municipality, there is a government, there is a rule to be passed. Then only the name can be changed. But they just want to divide people on the religious lines. Or they don't believe in the Swami Vivekananda's teachings, who was totally against any caste, religion, all these things.
Ravi, once again, Ravi Srivastava, a simple question. Simple question. Your question about this being sowing the seeds of hatred, etc. I will put across to the other panelists. May I ask you a question as to why should Mohammed bin Tughlaq deserve a road in his name? He is a person who has taken several controversial decisions. Many would call them ridiculous decisions, and that is why there is even a phrase in Hindi called Tughlaki Farman, which means a decision that is taken which is absolutely no thinking person would normally do.
But then you would have done it 10 years before. Why didn't you do it earlier?
So what about the 70 years before they will ask you?
11 years to change it. There is Akbar Road, there is Humayun Road, there is Aurangzeb Road. All roads are there.
Aurangzeb Road is not there. Aurangzeb Road has been changed.
Which is on the name of Mughals. Why didn't you do it?
Sir, that is the point. Aurangzeb Road was changed about 10 years ago, but the point, let me put those two questions across to Rashmi Sawant. Rashmi Sawant, why was it not done earlier if that was the case? And B, he says that this is nothing but sowing the seeds of hatred in the name of religion. Your response?
Well, Madhav, I think every country that was colonized or occupied by forces which were, extremely against native population, in fact, indulged in human rights violations of, native population, all of their traces have been removed from the occupying country. When the Japanese left China, China erased all essence of Japan within China. India is the only country where invaders and, people responsible for gross human rights violations are still glorified. So I think in the spirit of a cohesive society, everybody can get behind the agenda of decolonization. Decolonization is something I think all parties should get behind in a united way. Why it didn't happen 10 years ago? Well, I don't know why it didn't happen 10 years ago, but it's surely happening now. And I think everybody, now that it's happening, people need to get behind it. And I hope that there are more measures as to decolonizing not just roads, but also the sort of syllabus that we study in schools, so that this country and its people can get behind the real civilizational heritage of this country and not senselessly glorify people who indulged in gross human rights violations during their time.
अखिलेश कटियार, ये जो डीकॉलोनाइजेशन की प्रोसेस है ये उसी का एक भाग है, और सड़कें ही नहीं, हमारी जो शिक्षा प्रणाली है, जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, उसमें भी डीकॉलोनाइजेशन की जरूरत है. क्या जवाब देंगे आप रश्मि सावंत को?
नहीं, रश्मि सावंत जी का अपना विचार ठीक है. माधव साहब, हमारे नेता माननीय प्रोफेसर राम गोपाल साहब ने भी कहा, ठीक है, आपकी ये अगर मंशा है तो उसका एक प्रक्रिया है. सरकार आपकी है, दिल्ली में भी सरकार आपकी, केंद्र में भी सरकार आपकी, सब जगह सरकार आपकी. एक सिस्टम से कर लीजिए उस काम को, और एक बार में ही कर लो सारा, जहां जहां बदलना है. आज इस समय जो है, इस फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस मची हुई है, लोग तबाह हो गए हैं, जिन लोगों ने इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखे हैं. उस समय इस तरीके की बातें लाके, और प्रधानमंत्री जी का मामला तो टीवी पे या सोशल मीडिया पे चल ही रहा है, आप इस तरीके की बात करते, भाई किसने मना किया है? आप सत्ता में हैं, आप हर जगह शासन चला रहे, कर लीजिए जो करना है, लेकिन जो जिम्मेदारी का जो दायित्व है आपके, उन्हें भी निर्वाह करते हुए बढ़े आगे. आपको उस डिस्कोर्स को चेंज करना है. सारे न्यूज चैनलों पे कभी हम औरंगजेब पे चर्चा कर रहे हैं, कभी हम तुगलक रोड और फलाने रोड पे चर्चा कर रहे हैं. हम इतनी डिबेट जितनी इन विषयों पे कर रहे हैं, अगर जनता से जुड़े हुए माधव साहब उन सवालों पे भी हम बात करें तो जनता को भी लगेगा कि हम उनके मुद्दे को संबोधित कर रहे हैं, उन मुद्दों पे हम बात कर रहे हैं.
Okay. JVC Shriram, respond to that. It's an attempt to divert, people's attention. Why not talk about development and other bigger issues? Why focus on Aurangzeb, Tuglaq, and all these other divisive issues? Is the question coming in from Akhilesh Katiyar. Your response?
There are two things, Madhav, which we need to understand. BJP has sought a mandate on development in Haryana based on the progress they had done, and more importantly in Maharashtra, where they faced a tough battle and they just set a tsunami development agenda, and Delhi, where they clearly pointed about the development agenda. 25 crore people have been moved out of poverty, extreme poverty, by this government. 80% rural India has got tap water connections, and which was 15% or 16% in 2019. India is a crowning jewel, is what the World Bank has been saying. And every other country is bullish on India. But unfortunately, unemployed people belonging to Samajwadi Party, who has been unemployed for almost 8 years in the state and more than 11 years in the center, would have to blame this on the government. This government of Modi ji is completely committed towards Vikas, development, and at the same time ensuring that the national heritage is restored. Restoration of national heritage. Mr. Sawant, who spoke before me, pointed out very clearly the last vestige of the colonialism should be removed from this nation. And one British author wrote that on 16th of May 2014 in the Sunday Guardian in London, saying that under Narendra Modi, the last vestige of the colonialism would be removed from the history.
Okay, we're short on time, so quick response from everyone. Ravi Srivastava, it's the last vestiges of colonialism that are now being removed in this manner. And that's something that should have happened in 1947 itself, say some of our panelists, including Rashmi and JVC. Your response?
Is that in the name of decolonization, you cannot fool the people of the country. What my other co-panelists picked up the issue, the stock market has sunk, the rupee has sunk, there's unemployment, there is inflation, so many problems are there. Instead talking about that, about health, about education, about so many things which are pending before the nation, we are raking up these kind of issue just to divert the attention. Because nobody, आप आस्था के नाम पे देश नहीं चला सकते. देश संविधान से चलेगा, देश कानून से चलेगा. ये कि कृष्णपाल गुर्जर कहते हैं कि मेरी आस्था है स्वामी विवेकानंद में. अरे भाई आस्था है तो आप अपने घर का नाम बदल देंगे. आप सांसद हैं, आपको दूसरों के लिए एक एग्जाम्पल सेट करना चाहिए. और आप डर की वजह से स्वामी विवेकानंद मार्ग और तुगलक लेन दोनों लिख रहे हैं वहां पे बैठ करके. अरे भाई हिम्मत है तो फिर स्वामी विवेकानंद मार्ग ही लिख दो ना उसको. Why you are not changing the name altogether and go in the government and change all the names everywhere? Why do it in the piecemeal basis in the situation where
Rashmi Sawant, quick response. Rashmi Sawant, quick response.
Well, I think, if I may quickly come in, I think if you want a debate on economy, then we should perhaps debate why the economy was stagnated at the 11th and 12th position for decades, and why in the past 10 years the economy has gone from the 11th, 10th largest economy to the 5th largest economy in mere 10 years. So I think all this grandstanding, it leads us nowhere. People know what are the facts of the day and how much progress we've made over 10 years. Decolonization is a separate issue. To mix it with economy is irresponsible, but if you want to bring it to the fore, then we can show how magnanimously, Congress and other parties have messed up for decades before the last 10 years set on. So being the case, I think decolonization should be a priority. Our future deserves.
I'm sorry I'm interrupting because we're totally out of time. JVC Sriram, Rashmi Sawant, Ravi Srivastava, Akhilesh Katiyar. Certainly, of course, an issue that we're bound to see debate on in coming days as well. Nothing official about it. It's just two nameplates at the moment as far as two members of parliament, one of whom happens to be a central government minister. But will it happen officially speaking? That's certainly a question that comes to mind at this point of time. Slipping into a quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.